So as soon as you do that, I guess that's get you started. As I said, 6:30. Okay.
That's a long minute, isn't it?
Yes. All right. Well, thanks, everyone. Thanks for joining us, May 13th, 2024 at 6:30 p.m. This is the regular city council meeting. We'll start now and we'll move on to agenda item 1, call to order and roll call. Billy Mackey.
Lydia Bryan Valdez.
Candace Blake.
Tony Valdez.
Linnell Strawn.
Cynthia McCall. Roxanne O'Neill.
Roxanne O'Neill, and that makes everyone present. All right, closing that out, we'll move on to agenda item 2, pledge of allegiance. Yeah.
I don't have to.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, moving on to agenda item 3, public comments. Comments will be taken from the audience on agenda or non-agenda related topics. The city council will make no comments and take no action during public comments. Presentations are limited to 3 minutes. Yeah, was there any one that signed in? No. Okay.
Can I make a comment, Billy?
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to thank everybody for all their well wishes. It means a lot to me to have the support of everybody, all my friends, in this really, really difficult time. And I would like to say that if you would like to make a donation to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society in Michael's name, that would be good. Thank you.
Thank you, Roxanne. Okay. Closing out agenda item 3, public comments. Moving on to agenda item 4. Discuss, consider, and possibly take action regarding the withdrawal of mayor candidacy for Lydia Bryan Valdez for the 2024 through 2026 term. Mr. Katz.
Thank you, Mayor. So, you know, we're in a fairly unusual stature, I would say. I've had some discussions with Ms. Valdez, and the bottom line is that, you know, she's unable to assume the title of mayor. I believe that, you know, she can say this in her own words, but, you know, she's essentially withdrawing her candidacy to be appointed mayor, not appointed, but to be sworn in as mayor at this meeting. What that means effectively is that there will be a vacancy in the position of mayor for the time being. And under the Texas Local Government Code, which applies to type B cities like the city of Hayes, what that means is that your mayor pro tem will not become the mayor, will not take the role of mayor, but your mayor pro tem, whomever you select in this meeting tonight, will be the acting mayor until this city council can appoint someone to be the full-time permanent mayor. And that person, once appointed, will serve the remainder of the mayoral term that just begins today. I'll be happy to let y'all discuss further from here. If Ms. Valdez wants to, you know, make a statement, she may. I think what the action taken by council would just be to accept, probably a motion to accept her withdrawal from the mayor position. And then we can move on with swearing in the people who were just elected to city council. And then the next agenda item is to elect a mayor pro tem. And that mayor pro tem that you select this evening will then be, you know, acting as mayor until such a time that the council can appoint someone to become the permanent mayor of the city.
Okay, thanks, Mr. Katz.
Thank you, Josh.
Of course.
Yes. Unfortunately and fortunately, both. I've worked for the state of Texas for 18 years. I'm 2 years away from retirement eligibility. I very much enjoy my career with the Texas Department of Transportation. I'm grateful for my service. The state has been supportive all along for me to serve. I was councilwoman, then mayor pro tem, councilwoman again. And when I petitioned, I requested it's a form 2490 that we have to do for public service or outside employment. I submit that document. It took several months to get a response. Has to go all the way up through the channels. And it came back denied, shocking to me. It was a shock to me because the reason that they provided was that the only entrance and exit for our city is state owned. 1626 is owned by the state. And therefore, should there be a problem or what have you, what was mentioned to me was that they would not want me on the other side of that equation. As both a public servant conflict of interest, so working for the state and then having to defend the city against the state would be a conflict for me. We made several attempts to try to, get it to work and it was not allowed at this time. So I can continue my councilship. I can continue to do that and serve in other capacity, but not as mayor at this time. Regrettably, really looking forward to serving the city of Hayes as mayor. But it was not allowed at this time. My apologies to everyone. I know there was through no fault of my own, but I could not have expected, I didn't expect that.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Because they did not want you to accept the mayor position. Are you okay with maybe being mayor pro tem? Would
Yes,
that be?
I have served in that capacity before because my 2490 that is on file is for councilwoman and that title will not change, then that is okay, but not the mayor position.
Okay, great.
It's only as pro tem and not, like Josh mentioned, it is not the mayor seat itself.
Okay, good.
Councilwoman position would not change.
All right.
Thank you, Roxanne.
Mhm.
Okay. If there's no further discussion, I would suggest a motion be made to accept the withdrawal of mayor candidacy for Lady Brian Valdez for the 2024 through 2026 term. This motion has been made by Candace.
I'll second it.
Okay. Motion has been seconded. Takes us to a council vote. All in favor?
Mhm.
All in favor?
Billy's all abstaining from that.
One abstention and everyone else in favor. Got that?
Roxanne, yes.
Oh,
Abstain,
yes.
4+.
Since I'm on Zoom, I guess, yes.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Mhm.
Roxanne. So 4 yes. And Lydia needed to abstain from that.
Oh.
Okay, thanks, everyone. We'll move on to agenda item 5, swearing in. Swearing in of newly elected council members. We'll start with 5A, Dr. Gail Hudgens, place 2. Okay,
How do we do?
I'm right there, Miss Simon,
Yeah,
right there,
that's
Gail's.
fine.
Cynthia's gonna come over, bring the documents. You'll read the document, Dr. Hutchins.
You would.
Oh, man. You'll read your swearing in document. It's an oath that you'll take. And then sign your document that you're accepting that oath. It'll go into our record. Cynthia will notarize that document for our city records. You do the swearing in ceremony first. You swear in the ceremony first, Cynthia? Swear in the,
Sure.
do the swearing in first?
Yes.
You'll swear in,
Okay,
yes, you'll take your oath
yes.
and repeat.
Read
Just read the document.
the document.
So,
Okay, in the name and by the authority of the state of Texas,
I, Gail Hutchins.
She'll do that.
She'll read that, yes.
So you read out loud.
Oh, okay. All right, in the name and by the authority of the state of Texas, I, Gail Hudgens, do solemnly swear,
Oh,
or affirm.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
I need to read that.
no, can you step aside for just a little bit? I'd like for Hal to be able to record that for you, Gail.
Oh, okay.
On this side, and then if we can start over again, please.
Okay, we're gonna start over.
But Gail will read the swearing in.
Sorry, it's okay.
Thank you. There you go, Hal.
Let's do it again for now.
Please repeat, yes.
In the name and by the authority of the state of Texas, I, Gail Hudgens, do solemnly swear, or affirm that I will faithfully execute the duties of the office of city council person. And I lost my place, I'm so sorry. There's nothing there. The office of the United States, no, the state of Texas, and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States and of this state, to help me by God. So help me by God. Is that all?
Thank you. Yes, ma'am. And then you'll sign your
If
document.
I had known, I would have read this ahead of time.
Yes, ma'am. And then you'll sign your document. That's perfect, Gail. And Cynthia will notarize it and then it becomes a valid record. Gunnell, we'd like to thank you for your service, Gunnell. Thank you so much.
I'm gonna stay there and listen.
You're welcome to sit here, and next time, if you'd like to sit here or there, whichever you prefer.
It's easier.
Yes, that's it.
Probably easier, yeah.
She's place two. So your councilwoman place two for the city.
Today, anyway.
You got mine,
I'll come over here and do it.
do I stand up by the podium?
Okay,
No,
if
yeah,
you'd like, you did last time.
just
Everyone here?
organization.
The council member place two.
Yes.
She's correct. Too.
Two years went by fast, huh?
Probably really doesn't think so.
Does it go by fast, Billy?
It's gone by.
Having a baby is by fast. Before you know it, before you know it.
My baby wasn't walking. Or
Yeah.
talking.
And now she is. Now she's trying to get out through the doggy doors. Or she's trying to get out of the house through the doggy door today.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Oh, my gosh.
She made a run for it.
She did get out.
Did?
Oh, she did. I thought she said she tried.
We did.
They got a kick out of it.
Wow. Thinking about a fence, keep in the yard.
It's the expensive.
Just in case. If she gets out next time.
Now she's gonna learn how to climb that fence, so be
She
careful.
knows how.
Yeah.
Got a question. Do I do my notary sign too on here?
Yep.
Okay, but she has to sign my book.
Yes,
And you can do that later?
yes,
Okay.
as long as we do it today.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Oh, it's done.
So,
Sorry, Tony.
Welcome, Dr. Hayes.
Thank you very much.
yeah. Now, to
Absolutely.
5B, swearing of newly elected council member, Tony S. Valdez, please read.
I, Tony Valdez, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully execute the duties of the office of state of Texas and will be, and to the best of my abilities, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States and of the state, so help me God. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Another 2 years.
Round two, that's great.
I mean,
In office from 2026.
There's just 5 members.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
let me sign this one here.
Yes. Her name. Council member place, I think your place is 3.
Okay,
And you sign.
signature officer.
Yes. Thanks.
Oh, that was very hard.
Raise.
And I put my head-
Well, we were gonna mention, Josh did say this, that we did not have to go to the election, to the polls this time, because both of our candidates ran unopposed. For the record, is that correct, Josh?
Yeah, that's right. You don't have to canvass the election because there was no election.
We don't have to canvass the election this time. Thank you, sir.
Of course.
Okay. We're done for this.
Okay.
You ready, guys?
Mhm. And then we'll do the afterward.
Keep that chair. You can use that chair.
Oh.
You have to-
Won't be so crowded over here with you.
Okay, thanks, everyone. That concludes agenda item number 5. Agenda item 6, discuss and take action to appoint a mayor pro tem. Council, up for discussion.
Need a nomination or suggestion or?
Roxanne.
Yes.
I'll make a nomination.
Yep.
It's
Oh,
my pleasure to nominate Lydia Valdez for the position of Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Roxanne.
Okay, motion has been made. Motion was seconded by Candace. Take it to a council vote. All in favor?
Aye.
All in favor? One.
You're gonna stay, right?
His name.
I think I'll do it.
Yeah. Okay. 4, 1 abstention. Motion passes. Welcome, Mayor Pro Tem. Lydia.
Round 2.
Valdez.
Mayor Pro Tem round 2.
So, Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I have exciting news for you. With the appointment of a mayor pro tem, I would say your term as mayor is now expired. The mayor pro tem assumes the vacancy in the mayorship of City of Hayes, doesn't become the mayor, but is acting as mayor until a mayor has been appointed. But Mayor, that means that, you know, you've fulfilled your term as mayor and you're now a free man.
Should I change the Billy? He just ran out of the building.
He's gone. He's already gone.
Yeah, well, it's been a quick, long 2 years and, the city is certainly better kept than where it initially was. I think we all can agree there. We've won some good battles. The war is still to be won. A lot of good stuff, just making sure we're running functionally as a city has been the priority, right? Internally, the wells, the water, the generators, the things that we absolutely need to keep close, a close eye on. And so, you know, with that being, for the most part, we'll look at taking care of. We can certainly focus our attention to the bigger requests from the city. And I know those are going to be some trying moments, but I would just suggest that we listen, right? And we promote hearing others, good conversations, whether it's good or bad, right? And then just making sure that we're being good stewards to one another, right? And some people are going to be not so kind, right? And so that's kind of just all I want to say. It's been a pleasure. It's been an honor. Gotten to know all you all in a different light, and I'm still around, and you know, it's been a pleasure. So
And there'll be another little Macy's in the city soon. We're gonna have our newest resident coming, joining us pretty soon.
days.
Billy Fun.
Can he vote? Can he vote?
You've got it on him. Thank you so much, Billy.
All right. Thank you, Billy.
And we'd also like to thank Linnell Strong for her service to our city.
Yes.
Excellent job. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Glenelle.
Thank you very much.
Do I send this? Am I?
Oh, that's the next item though, Josh. We have one technical question for you, the minutes.
Yes,
Mayor Pro Tem can sign this,
you,
right?
Mayor Pro Tem is now the mayor, so you can call
Oh.
that item.
Thank you, Billy.
Tony,
Thank you so much.
Let him know your little one, okay?
thank you. Yeah,
Oh,
thank you so much.
yeah, thank you. Glad to get to know you. Congratulations
Thank you.
on your growing family. I love the name.
Bravo, bravo.
Billy, can you tell us your baby's name one more time?
Yeah.
Bryce.
Love it.
Bryce Easton.
I think that is so
Bryce Easton Macy.
Nice to meet you. Pleasure.
Oh,
See you around. You're around. Yes.
Absolutely.
oh, no.
Nice to meet you.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay,
She's gonna stay.
I got that.
Thank you so much. We got time. Daddy, Judy.
Come visit us.
Thank you, Billy.
Yeah.
That did pass by pretty fast.
And a big heavy one.
Absolutely, absolutely. We're very fortunate the last 2 years, we all worked together very well. We accomplished so much. We put the city back together. And of course, Mayor Harvey is instrumental in that as well. We're wishing him the very best in his recovery there. We'll go next, if everyone's ready, to item number 7 for the new business transactions. Take action to approve the minutes for April 8th. The regular city council meeting. Everyone has their, do you have your documents in the file?
Nobody gave me.
Do we have the backup copies for the minutes? Or can we run some copies real quick for our council members?
Under email, so.
Gail, would you like to read my copy?
That'd be fine. If you want, don't you need it to look at?
When you're done reading it, can you, we would like to pass them this. Thank you, Linnell. Have a good evening, ma'am.
Bye,
Bye.
Linnell.
We can take a few minutes to review the minutes if you wish. Did you email Dr. Hutchins for a copy of the minutes? Or not yet, because she's
I
a
don't-
incoming member.
Yeah, I don't think I did.
Our
Dr.
apologies,
Hutchins.
Dr. Hutchins, normally we
I'm
send them to our
sorry.
incoming members as well.
Okay.
She needs an email address too.
I've got, I think I've got it's Earthlink, something. Earthlink.
Yeah, but
We
if
will-
you send me things by, that, I just haven't had time.
So we need to get Gail a.
Absolutely, her city email.
Be on Outlook.
We will get all of your,
Yeah.
your business email, everything else that's required, we will do that in the next coming,
Yeah.
in the next week or two.
All right.
I can read these aloud for everyone if we'd like. I can read them out and then we can. Would y'all like to do that? Would you like for me to read the minutes?
My email. Sure.
Okay,
It's not too long, was it real long?
No,
it'll take me a few minutes. If you'd like, I can read them out loud and then we can pass the motion.
Okay.
Okay, may I have the copy of that?
Oh, Saturday.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry about that.
Did you sign it?
I didn't know how it was.
Mariana has not passed it.
no, I think we need copies of.
Okay, it is a couple of pages. This was our agenda from last. We will just be reviewing these quickly. It's 2 pages. It shouldn't be that. At our last meeting, this says to take action to approve minutes from March 11th, which was a regular council meeting. We had a motion to approve meetings March 11th was made by Councilwoman Strawn and seconded by Councilwoman Valdez. The motion was carried unanimously. We also had discussed, consider, possibly take action regarding potential protest of the Hayes Common Wastewater Discharge Permit application. No action was taken on that transaction. Then the next item was take appropriate action on request to amend the city's budget. Treasurer Davis presented a handout with the budget amendments. Motion was made to amend the city's budget by Councilwoman Strawn and seconded by Councilwoman Valdez. Approval of Councilman Valdez. It was Councilman Valdez. Councilman Valdez.
Council member.
Yes. Approval was unanimous. And I go by Brian Valdez. Consider and take appropriate action on request to approve a metal building to be put up at 161226 Live Oak Lane. An engineer, Rashford, suggested several requirements to obtain a permit and added that Mr. Pauly send pictures and dimensions to him, tabled for next month with more information. So no action was taken on that. We had unfinished business at that time, receive updates and take appropriate action regarding Hayes Commons development application to the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality to create a municipal utility district within the city of Hayes, former ETJ. That task was closed out, that transaction. Then we had discussed and possibly take action regarding compensation of the mayor and city council members. That was tabled for a later date. Have a few more. The next item was receive updates and take appropriate action regarding upgrades to the city of Hayes and Elliott Ranch pump stations. And our engineer, Rashford, recommended well cleaning for $20,428, PVC drop pipe for $32,095. Motion by Councilwoman Brian Valdez recommends that the $20,428 for well cleaning and $32,095 for the PVC drop pipe passed, and Councilman Valdez seconded that motion. The motion was carried unanimously. We then had receive updates and take appropriate action on proposed well number 3 on Country Lane and receive updates and take appropriate action regarding the installation of generators for the city of Hayes and Elliott Ranch well sites. Our engineer, Rashford, presented a handout with bidding information and proposed to put this in an advertisement in the Hayes Free Press for 2 weeks. The well should be fully operational by November 2024. It's our new well. Motion by Councilwoman Brian Valdez to approve engineer Rashford's solicitation and advertising of bids was seconded by Councilwoman Strawn. The motion was carried unanimously. Then we had received updates and take appropriate action regarding the installation of generators for the city of Hayes and Elliott Ranch well sites. Our engineer, Rashford, announced he was waiting for confirmation for the cost of the installation of the generators. At that time, we went into executive session. At 6:49, the council convened into executive session pursuant to the Texas Government Code, Chapter 551, to deliberate upon and seek legal advice pursuant to Section 551.071. We did have consultation with an attorney. We did have several items on that, 2 items. One was to discuss, consider, and take action regarding potential protest of the Hayes Commons wastewater discharge permit application. No action was taken on that item. The next item, G, was to receive updates and take appropriate action regarding the Hayes Commons development application to the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality to create municipal utility district within the city of Hayes, ETJ. That item was closed out. At 7:06 PM, the council reconvened and the above business D and G. And the meeting, number 6, the meeting was adjourned at 8:07 PM. Do we have a motion to accept the minutes for March 11th?
Motion to accept those minutes from April 8th.
Oh, this is March 11th. That was the meeting. Okay, so April 8th.
So
Okay.
they
Let's see, April 8th.
just
Motion
changed.
approved. Okay, they didn't change it. April-
Yes, may I ask a question?
Absolutely.
I'd like to know if it's possible for me to get a set of this. I didn't get those papers.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All documents that we discuss, you will have from this date forward. Anything on the agenda, you'll have in advance.
Okay.
And that was an oversight on our part. We forgot to send that to you as a new council person. We normally do send that to incoming council people as well. But we will give you a copy of that document.
Okay, great.
For now, we do have a motion to accept. Do we have a second?
Yes, second.
Thank you. And a vote? A vote to accept the minutes? All in favor? 1, 2, 3, 4. Joshua, do I vote as well? I can't hear you, sir. You're muted.
Sorry about that. I don't believe the mayor votes
Okay.
in your city.
Mayor Pro Tem does not vote in this case,
We have 1, 2, 3.
and Roxanne 4. So 4, and then I abstain. While I am Mayor Pro Tem, do I abstain from voting?
I believe you do
Correct.
because you're acting as mayor currently.
Okay, so 4,
Mayor didn't know.
Yeah, remember Roxanne would always vote. She was
right, but we had a mayor at the time,
Well,
because we had a mayor, that's why.
Mhm.
Okay, sir, so then
Okay.
4 in favor of, 1 abstain. Thank you.
Wait,
I did, ma'am.
oh, she did.
I did, as acting as
I
mayor pro
understand
tem.
that.
Sure, thank you. So 4 in favor of, then we'll sign that document for the record. Cynthia. We just need to change the name at the bottom,
Oh,
but that's okay. We can
Strike it out and
work with what we have. Today's date is the 13th of May. Here you go, ma'am. They can go into record. Okay, the next item, 7B, is a donation of 6 chairs purchased. I, as councilwoman, I'm working for the state. We had an office at Riverside in Congress for many years, the Texas Department of Transportation. That office closed because we were built a new facility, $1 million facility at 6230 Stasny. So all of the furnishings of the Congress Avenue, Riverside and Congress Avenue building went to Texas Facility Commission surplus. So some of these furnishings here, I brought 6 chairs from Texas Facilities Commission. I bought all these chairs for $5 a piece.
Wow.
For $5. I personally do not like sitting in a folding chair. No, it's very hard on our back. They're good quality chairs. And so I purchased them with the intent of bringing them to City Hall.
What was Billy sitting in?
A folding chair,
Bless his
a
heart.
folding chair. By choice, we offered him a chair, and as a gentleman, he offered the chairs to the others.
mhm.
And so I then in turn donated the chairs to the city. Cynthia has prepared an affidavit of donation. And then the city will then accept that donation because I'm on council, accept the donation. I do have the receipt in my records that I paid $30 for the chairs, which I thought was a wonderful deal. Those chairs are very expensive. They're good quality chairs. Yes, they're very expensive chairs. And so we asked that, because the donation of 6 chairs were purchased, Texas Facility Commission state surplus, so we asked that the city accept this donation. It's $30 is what I paid. The value is much greater, but they did go to Texas Facilities Commission with surplus. I thought it was a wonderful deal for us, so we didn't need the chairs. And so we asked that the council consider accepting these and pass a motion to accept the donation of the chairs. Does someone have a motion to accept the donation of the chairs?
I'll make a motion that we
Thank you.
accept the donation of the chairs.
Thank you. Roxanne filed a motion and Candace seconds the motion, Cynthia. And now we'll take it to a vote. All those in favor? Four in favor, one abstain. Thank you. Thank you, Roxanne. Okay, the next item is discuss and possibly take action regarding hosting an ice cream social event this summer and a holiday event in December at City Hall. And so what we would like to do, if someone would like to bring that, I believe I'm no longer in that capacity right now, but Candace, would you like to discuss that item?
Well, ever since we've been here in 1985, there have been an ice cream social, and there has been an ice cream social in the summer. It used to be kind of around the 4th of July. And it kind of moved away from that because so many people started going out of town. The barbecue, the Christmas barbecue that started, I don't know. How long ago, but probably 15 years ago, maybe, or 10.
We haven't had one.
No, we stopped for the pandemic and we started back up. So we need to consider that too. But so the ice cream social was a sort of a competition. It was an ice cream making contest. So people made ice cream, and the people that didn't want to make ice cream brought all the toppings and cookies and everything. So we've always had lots of homemade ice cream, and then some people just brought Bluebell fancy types of ice cream. There was always plenty. And we have somewhere around here the plaques that we awarded the winner every year. It's their name on it.
Wow.
They're nice little plaques with gold writing. So
And may I add something?
Absolutely.
My neighbor, who is no longer my neighbor, I had a daughter named Lily. And Lily won the ice cream social.
Oh,
She made her own, and she was like 11 years old.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
And so I just, thought that was a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
That child got, recognized in that way.
Looks like their name on it in there somewhere.
We just need to find the plaque so we can pick up where we left off. So what
There used to be a,
we'll have to read, we're still reviewing and
I mean,
redoing
that
things.
we painted and done things like.
So what we'd like to do, Candace, would you like to get a committee together? Or would you like to set a date for these events? Roxanne? How should we proceed with that? Roxanne, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
We're gonna have an ice cream social. Would you like to form a committee?
You can have a committee.
A committee? And who would like to be on that committee?
I can't make any commitments right
Yes.
at this moment. I'm sorry. For myself.
We got a committee.
We understand.
I mean, we can consult by telephone or get some kind of consensus as long as we're not a quorum. But I'm pretty stretched right now.
Two people or three? Three is a quorum, correct?
No, 4.
Three of us have a committee. You can even have
Three with a mayor, 4 without.
Okay, so then we're good.
So, yeah, we wouldn't want to have a community member on it.
Okay. Community member? Thomas? Okay, Thomas has volunteered. Thomas Lemon.
Yeah.
Thomas, thank you for volunteering, Thomas. You're on the ice cream social and holiday event committee.
He likes ice cream.
And then we can, he likes ice cream. Then we can consult with Roxanne O'Neill, Councilwoman O'Neill. Gail?
well, I was thinking, the lady back there, I don't know her.
Hi.
Would you want to be on the ice cream committee?
Well, thank you. Welcome. What is your name, ma'am?
Cappers.
Cappers. Nice to meet you, ma'am.
As well.
Cappers. Okay, so then we have Cynthia, can you document that? Roxanne O'Neill, you're available by phone, Roxanne?
Yes,
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Candace? Pat?
Yes.
Thomas? Thomas? Dr. Bill?
I think I'll pass.
You'll pass. Okay, so we have 4. 2 community members, 2 residents, and 2 councilwomen.
Sure.
That's perfect. Thank you. Do we need to vote on that? Joshua, do we need to vote on accepting the committee?
Sorry, I've got it. I think I'm unmuted. No, you should not.
We're
You should
not.
not.
Okay, so we've already selected a committee. We have 2 of our residents and 2 of our council folks. Okay, great. So then,
We'll just have to talk about it. yeah.
then they'll discuss that later and,
It's gonna be about spending some money.
okay. They'll meet and then decide on the dates and then what they envision for those events and then bring the item to agenda and then we'll vote on any funds that maybe need to be dispersed for that. Is that correct?
That's good.
Okay.
Yes.
Is that correct, sir?
Yep, that's right.
Okay, we'll move on to number 8 for unfinished business. Receive updates and to take appropriate action regarding the Hayes Commons Development application to Texas Commission on Environmental Quality to create a municipal utility district within the city of Hayes, former ETJ. And I believe there's no action at this time. Is that no update at this time, Josh?
Yes, Mayor Pro Tem, that's right. There's no action at this time. As y'all remember, the city has been granted party status on that application to create the MUD. The only update is that there will be a preliminary hearing on May 28th. It'll be done by Zoom and I'll attend on behalf of the city. A procedural schedule will be adopted by the administrative court. Probably not at that hearing, but immediately following it. And the judge will basically take the case and consider who to be admitted as parties in the case. So TCEQ has already granted us party status. So I'm not, concerned about anything like that at that hearing. So it's just a preliminary hearing. It'll be on May 28th. But if the other landowners who intervened want to attend, they can attend as well.
Thank you, sir. Does anyone have any questions for Joshua regarding that item?
Josh, what date is that hearing?
It is May 28th, sir.
May 28th.
Hold on, let me grab my
At the
calendar.
Clements Building?
I'm not sure. I know it's going to be by Zoom. I think there might be an in-person option as well. But I don't have the order in front of me. It is, I can send you the information and it's at 10 a.m.
But it's on Zoom though.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I can
there
go
may
through that.
there may be an option to appear in person, but it will be done by Zoom.
Well, do we need to provide any information from the city?
No, we shouldn't. We've already been given party status by the TCQ commissioners, so I don't think there's any information we'll have to provide at that hearing.
Well, this is procedural and they'll have testimony later on, or?
Yeah, this is just the preliminary hearing where the judge is going to take jurisdiction of the case and admit, I think the Save Our Springs Alliance may be petitioning to get party status as well. And then the judge will say, I want, the parties to work together to adopt a procedural schedule. So we'll get a procedural calendar for when the testimony is due, and I'll work with you on that.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
May 28th.
May
Thanks,
28th,
y'all.
10 a.m. Zoom option. Does anyone else have any questions regarding that? Yeah, do you have any questions? Tony? Okay. Next item B, discuss and possibly take action regarding setting compensation of the mayor. Now that item was a 2-part, and what we've done is at a later date, we're going to reintroduce agenda item to increase compensation for the city council members, because there's a law that says that at the timing, is that correct, Joshua? If they start, you cannot increase compensation at the time a council member begins their service. And so that because our council team starts their service every other year, then we would have to specifically state, if this passes, these council places would begin, their compensation increase would begin at this time, and then the other council members will begin at that time. Say, for example, place 1, 3, and 5 would get an increase in this year, and 3 and 2 and 4 would get an increase the following year. We could not all get the increase at the same time. Is that correct, Josh?
Yeah, that's right. And you said it well. Unfortunately, it's a state law that's pretty tricky. It's kind of 2 parts. Like, one, you can't, as a council, you can't change your compensation while you're in office. And, you can see why probably the legislature wanted to do that, so that everyone doesn't just give themselves big raises once they get elected. But the other part of it is that you have to adopt that compensation before January 1st of the year in which the council member is being elected. So if you're elected in May of 2024 as a council member, the time for the city council to set your compensation would have been before January 1st of 2024. So we can adopt compensation going forward for when the next terms begin, but not for our current terms. If that's, not too complicated, there's actually a separate rule for the mayor for type B general law cities, which City of Hayes is. And it says that you can set the compensation for an appointed mayor without restriction. So that's the item that's on your agenda this evening. You're going to have to appoint a mayor some point in the near future, and you can adopt compensation for an appointed mayor.
Thank you.
So if this council wants to, discuss or make a motion to say, we'd like to compensate our mayor for, however many dollars per hour you wish, you can do that at this time. And as soon as that appointed mayor is put into a sworn into office, that takes effect.
Thank you. Because there is a volume of work for the person to do, it would be in our best interest for the city to compensate, them. I believe the dollar figure for the compensation is $30 an hour. Joshua, is there anything?
You can set it whatever you wish.
That's what Mayor Harvey had recommended as our treasurer, that the dollar figure be $30 an hour due to our budget. And he felt that was fair for that position. So would there be a motion to take action regarding setting compensation of the mayor? Do you have a different dollar figure in mind? Would you like to do a not to exceed to add to that? Is there any questions that you have for Joshua at this time? Any of our council members?
I have a question, Lydia.
Yes.
Would it be more prudent to wait and see who the mayor is, what qualifications and experience that they bring, before we decide on compensation?
Well, Joshua, would we be able to pass this now and then take, based on interviews or the candidate that we have, and then set the dollar figure, but we do agree at this time that we would be compensating our mayor? Or should we wait and reintroduce this?
Say not to exceed.
It's really up to y'all.
If we do a not to exceed, Candace recommends maybe adding a not to exceed. And then we can have a margin.
If it turned out we needed to pay more, we could go back.
I think you have the authority to do that if you wish. There's not a lot of restriction. Essentially, it's just governed by your budget.
Right. Well, Harvey's recommendation was to do $30 an hour, but as Councilwoman O'Neill says, that if you'd like to pass something saying that you would agree to compensate the mayor and then set maybe a not to exceed. Roxanne, do you agree on setting a not to exceed dollar amount? But if you have a candidate who's very maybe not experienced or what have you, and you want to start at a lower rate, then that would be acceptable as well.
Yeah, that would be one way of doing it, or just saying that we're going to talk about compensation maybe at a later time, but just vote on the compensation, but wait till we get a candidate to find out, how much experience, what kind of workload that they foresee themselves doing. I mean, quite frankly, Lydia, you're probably the most experienced, and I kind of foresee you doing the bulk of the work.
I waive all compensation as the government employee. I waive compensation. I donate my time to the city.
Yeah, I realize
Person might not need to be doing as much.
Right.
A lot.
Right.
So you might not need.
Yeah.
Okay, then what do y'all recommend? Thank you, Roxanne. For your vote of confidence. Thank you. What do you recommend? Yes.
I think the best option is do a not to exceed amount, pick a number, so we will not exceed that amount. And then whoever's gonna be mayor, we're gonna vet him, make sure he is capable. He or she is capable, and we'll do it accordingly. But we need to set the stage and have it ready that we appoint a mayor that this is what we offer you, and he accepts. That's it. We don't have to come back and go through council again.
Councilwoman O'Neill, did you hear that?
Yes, I did, and I think that's probably a good way to go. Of course, that would, some kind of pay compensation would be a great incentive to, get better candidates and
Right.
maybe entice somebody to step up and, ask, volunteer to be mayor. Or the other alternative is that we have to hold a citywide appointment with notifications for people to apply.
Right. Let's
Joshua,
make a motion.
then we would ask for a motion to take action regarding setting the compensation of the mayor with a not to exceed value. Is that correct? Yes, who would like to file a motion? And with the verbiage,
Oh,
to appoint. And compensate person that's,
so to set compensation for the mayor.
compensate for the mayor position. At a certain.
With a not to exceed?
level, not to exceed $30 an hour.
Roxanne,
Yeah, I second.
did you hear that, Dr.?
I mean, we can
Okay.
always amend it, moving forward, so,
no, we need a starting point.
Okay,
yeah, we do. Yeah, I agree.
Dr. Hudgens,
I have nothing.
you got that?
Whoa, just second it.
Wait a second.
We have a second.
Oh,
Roxanne, did you second that?
Yeah,
Yes, I'll second that.
yeah.
Roxanne seconded. So we have primary second, and then we take a call to a vote. All those in favor?
Mhm.
Setting the compensation for the mayor with a not to exceed value of $30 an hour.
Right.
Thank you. 4 in favor of, 1 abstaining. Okay, the next item. Leave Dawn, you're up. Receive updates and take appropriate action regarding upgrades to the city of Hayes and Elliott Ranch pump stations. Sir, do you have any updates for us?
Yes, good evening, council.
Good evening, sir.
So, if it would be the council's pleasure, I'd like to open up items number C, D, and E, because they all kind of fold together. And, if that's okay, unfinished business items C, D, and E.
Yes, please. Go ahead, sir.
Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
So, a lot of our focus this last 30 days has been on, was the Elliott Ranch well number 1. And that, rehab of that well has been completed. I think it turned out very successfully, although it be expensive, but, AWWT and the well spec company did a fabulous job of cleaning the well up and rehabbing the well and constructing it back according to the plans and specifications and approval of the council. The total project was 60. Lost my page, one moment.
Did we go over the
Was
22,135?
$67,546.50. A big part of that was using a special piece of drilling equipment called a baler to clean the well out. As some of you know, maybe I reported last time, we had a lot of tape and wiring and other type of debris at the bottom of the well. So we had to, what led to a little more expense was getting a baler out and pulling that materials out. And then they also did a 4-hour pump test on the well with a new pump and motor in it that's installed today. And the well generated 125 gallons per minute, which is superb, since it was only pumping 30 gallons a minute beforehand, before we did the rehab work on it. So it did turn out to be a little expensive, but it is functioning well. I confirmed that again this morning with AWWT and with the well spec company. And it should hopefully, and all the new drop pipe was placed, galvanized drop pipe, new wiring, the whole bit. So it should last us for quite some time and move that forward. The other repairs, my last report from PGMS on the auto dialer for the pump station, that it was in and it was not installed 3 weeks ago, but I have not checked back with it. I did visit with PGMS about making it a high priority to get that auto dialer installed, but I don't have a report for the council tonight on that, but I will check with PGMS in the morning again. On item number C, receive updates regarding well number 3. We have 3 sets of plans out to 3 different drillers. They are Trinity Water Solutions.
Don, if we may, is that D, item D?
That's item B. D is in dog.
Thank you.
D is in
Okay.
dog.
And do we have the most
Trinity-
recently revised Gantt chart for that?
I'm
For well
sorry.
number 3, do we have the most recently revised Gantt chart? Are we still up to date with the numbers and the timeline for completion in November of 2024? Is the Gantt chart up to date?
As far as I know, but I will take a look at it and update it as needed for you.
Thank you.
But as far as well number 3 Country Lane, we're on schedule for that. We have plan sets out to Trinity Water Solutions out of Georgetown, to B Cave Drilling out of the Dripping Springs area, and to Central Texas Drilling Company out of Dripping Springs. And we should be receiving some pre-quotes from each of these companies within the next week and a half or so. And I'll be bringing that to the council. If everything comes in okay, at your next council meeting for consideration. And of course, we'll keep the Barton Springs District fully informed on what we're doing. And that project does include plugging the existing Country Lane well. On installation of generators, I made some progress on that. I'm preparing the plans and specs right now for the TCEQ. I was able to work on today quite a bit, and I'll have that to the TCEQ into this week, and hopefully approval moving forward. The generators, if you recall, were proposing a 50 kilowatt generator at the Tanglewood Pump Station and a 60-watt generator at the Elliott Ranch Station. Last time I visited was different suppliers for those equipment. Seems we're getting much shorter delivery times now, and the prices have all been holding pretty well what we budgeted in the past. So it will probably take the TCEQ around 4 to 5 weeks to review the engineering plans for the generators, but we do have approval, from the EPP department. That's the Emergency Management Planning Group at the TCEQ for these generators. We just have to run it past the Public Water Supply Division now. So we're moving forward. It's a little slow at times, but we are making good progress.
So I have one question for you. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh,
Councilwoman O'Neill.
Yeah, I have a question. First, a little comment. It just seems like we're constantly repairing the Elliott Ranch wells, and yet we've been trying to repair ours for 4 years. I realize that Elliott Ranch is the moneymaker, and we need to keep them happy and their pumps flowing. That was just a comment. Now that we're moving forward on well number 3 on Country Lane, is there any way that we can speed up the bidding process? Don, did you give them a time frame of when the bid should be submitted? And is it possible to have a special session so that we can review the quotes and move forward a little quicker than next month?
I think the answer is yes. We can accelerate it.
Okay.
But we want to make sure we follow all state laws and while we're procuring these bids.
Yes, I understand that. I just wondered, did you give them a time frame on submitting the bids?
I request them this is ASAP.
Okay,
As soon as
thank you.
possible from them.
Oh, good.
Don,
Okay.
I can rattle the cage again.
All right.
Pardon me, sir. What did the bid say? What did the bid say? And the legal verbiage? That the bids
Haven't
will
set
be
a bid
provided.
date yet, but I
Don't
can
have a
do
bid
that
date.
and we can advertise that.
So the turnaround time for that?
Pardon?
The turnaround time for that?
I would propose by the next council meeting. So just a few
Councilwoman,
days before the council meeting, and then we can open the bids and bring it to the council. So your next meeting is when, Mayor?
For the date for the next meeting. Let me check real quick.
June 9th?
It's a
It'll be the
Monday.
second month, so it'll be
It's
June
June.
10.
June 10th.
Second Monday.
So we'll advertise a
Yeah, the
bid
10th,
date
the
of
10th.
June 10th. June 10th is the next meeting.
it's the second Monday of every month, right?
Correct.
So I could advertise it for the open bids on June 6th. Bring it to the council on June 10.
Pardon me?
Mhm.
Do you have a question?
What's the date? The sixth is what day of the week? Thursday?
June 10.
Um,
No, this one the bids are, this one the bids are due.
Like Thursday before the week.
Yeah.
the 9th?
I just want to make sure, because there's a weekend in there, but.
Yeah.
Thursday.
Thursday.
Which I would, why not a special session if it's the following, it's 3 days later. Roxanne, do you have any questions or comments regarding that?
No, thank you though.
I know we were hoping to do that before the next meeting, but that would be just days before the next meeting. We can add it as an agenda item to discuss during the next meeting.
That's correct. There'd be an item, something to the effect, consider and take a action regarding the awarding of a drilling contracting bid for well number
If you
3.
can email that to us, Don, that'd be much appreciated.
I'll do it by in the morning.
Thank you, sir. Do you have any other updates for us, Don?
No, that's it.
Thank you so much, sir. Does anyone have any questions for Don? Don,
No, it's good.
Candace?
Thank you.
I
Roxanne?
do have one
We
comment.
have one comment regarding which item now?
It's a little bit off. I just wanted to
But we can't
wish
be off.
his wife, well, because she's been ill.
Pardon me?
That's, okay.
Don's wife has been ill.
Oh, well,
And I
we'll,
need to wish that
Oh.
she gets well soon.
okay, Dr. Hudgens, Don sends her regards to your wife.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Does anyone else have any questions regarding any of those items? C, D, or E, anything that Don has provided? And we hope to have the bids by the 6th, correct? Thursday, the 6th?
Correct. That's correct.
And then if you can email us the verbiage, then we'll add it to the next agenda meeting. An agenda item for the next meeting. Joshua, do you have anything for us, sir?
No, ma'am, I do not.
Okay. It is
7:33.
If no one has anything to add, anything further discussion or any other things, it's today's Monday, May 13th at 7:32 PM. 7:32, we'll adjourn today's city council meeting. Thank you very much, everyone. Much appreciated. And welcome again to our new council members.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.
You'll the,
The Zoom, the recording devices, that one is on, I believe, also. Thank you, Don. Thank you, Joshua.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you, everyone.
O'Neill. Much appreciated, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Stop. We'll stop.
the red.
End this one. Stop the video. Stop.
Plug it, I guess.
Stop.
Power.